It's not particularly pleasant at 9:30 in the morning to be ambushed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. 5. I don't even deploy that many people when I'm going to interview a president.
You've got that many people in the makeup room alone. I'd recognize that voice anywhere. How you doing?
I'm sorry, not this morning.
What are you sorry about?
Well, I'm sorry that I can't stop to talk to you.
Let's not stop. Let's talk and walk. We got 60 seconds. I got one question for you I've been thinking about. CNN and yourself especially, a lot of credibility, a lot of reputation. But how can you ask critical questions here if you're paying to be here? Like CNN pays to be here, so how can you critically ask questions about the WEF?
I always find it's best to be very careful when walking, talking and doing interviews, particularly in snowy conditions, because I think...
Now you're avoiding the question. I think it's because you're embarrassed.
I think it's always very important to understand... Now we have 2 against 1.
I'm not against you, mate. We're all on the side of the truth. At least I am. I know you are too.
Now, let me ask you, do you ski?
I have a better question that's more in the public interest. How can CNN report neutrally or objectively on the World Economic Forum if you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to be here? You're part of the insiders.
When you say we are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to be here,
that's right.
Precisely what do you mean?
Well, to get access to the inside, CNN and the other regime media pay hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Sorry?
Regime media.
Excuse me?
Regime, R-E-G-I-M-E.
Excuse me?
Yes.
My God, this is fascinating.
You're not doing very well as an answerer. You're good as an asker, but not as an answerer.
Deploying more cameras to try and get me.
I'm not trying to get you, mates. I'm trying to get an answer from you. It's different.
Lovely weather.
Tell me, you've been here every single year. We bumped into you last year. This year, the theme is regaining trust. Why do you think your lords here at WEF have lost so much trust?
Stop it. Rephrase the question in a neutral fashion, and you might stand a chance of getting an answer.
Like CNN does? You don't like it when it's...
Listen, I think you're a great question asker. I watch you. I
so
love your voice.
Answer my questions. What's your purpose?
My purpose is to find out how you can be an objective journalist, but also pay to be part of the team.
But you're assuming we pay to be part of the team.
I know you do.
Well, show me.
All of these organizations along here pay an enormous amount of money to Klaus Schwab.
And do you see us along here?
No, you're in the inner sanctum.
For which we pay for the facilities of studios and broadcasting facilities.
If that lets you sleep at night, mate.
We pay for that in all sorts of venues. Yeah,
you know what?
We pay for the facilities, and I assure you, sir, the numbers you have for what we might pay for facilities, i.e. electricity, tables...
And access.
No.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars for tables. Are they golden tables?
Yes. There is no payment for access. Let me just say this again, to be absolutely clear.
The access is a bonus.
The access is part of my job.
And you would never jeopardize that by asking questions that are too prickly.
Oh, you are clearly erroneous, sir.
Show me a prickly question you've asked here at this place. You'd get booted out.
Look at interviews with Klaus Schwab over the years.
We have become too much pessimists. Look, humankind was driven, so was the paradigm, the narrative, to take care of the next generations, to take care of the neighbors. And we have lost this capability to a certain extent.
How do we get that back?
Look, the world is also full of opportunities.
My questioning of Klaus Schwab has been, over the years, some of the more difficult and, if you will, uncomfortable for WEF.
I don't believe that.
World Economic Forum's theme this year, Rebuilding Trust, where it aims to hit the target. That's also the philosophy of the Davos Curling Club.
So when the skip says, here, you make the curl like that.
So that's why it's called curling, because you curl.
It curls. It curls, yes.
Look at what I say about WEF. Look at the articles I've written about WEF. I say basically, my fundamental view on WEF,
yes.
A lot of what happens here is a waste of time. A lot of it is far too expensive, but there is real value in people coming together at the beginning of the year to see where they stand on controversial or political
With
issues.
no democratic oversight, no opposition party, and no independent journalists. It is a crypto government. It's a lobbyist festival. It's unregistered lobbyists. You get
Okay.
away with things.
Right. You have now transgressed. You have followed me for the last however many minutes. I've made it clear I didn't particularly want to be interviewed. I've given you some answers. Now will you let me proceed?
Go
You're about to
ahead.
be in your safe space. You're about to go past the gate. But
I
what?
love it.
What?
You know, sir,
Why
I
is it
really-
that? Why do you
I-
think? Why do you think
I-
we don't get access, but you do?
I really love the fact, really love it, that you will take whatever I say, in however I say it, and manage to turn it either.
We've learned from the master.
Either-
We've learned from the
You're doing it
master.
now.
Driving CNN.
You're doing it now, and either turn it against me, or against CNN, or against anybody else that you deem to be unworthy of your approval. Well done, sir.
Go with the masters of the universe. Go with your
You did it
people.
again.
Go to your people.
I'm
Those are your
looking
people.
forward to seeing how you edit this.
It'll be raw, my friend, uncut.
Excellent. In which case, you will fully understand it's not particularly pleasant at 9:30 in the morning to be ambushed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. 5. I don't even deploy that many people when I'm going to interview a president.
You've got that many people in the makeup room
There's
alone.
many criminals here we would love to hold accountable, and I think CNN
VIP alert.
often
VIP coming through. Clear the way.
supports it. CNN often is the one that props these criminals up. I'm going to call them criminals.
I'm not going to call him a criminal. Listen,
Not him. I'm saying who they prop up here.
he's a journalist, so when he has questions to ask, you know it. He'll ask tough questions when he wants to, but he won't ask tough questions in there because you have to be part of the club. And if you stink up the joint, you won't be allowed back in. We know that because one of our colleagues was accredited last year. He was blackballed this year, and I think that I think we cut him to the quick. I think he was very thin-skinned, which is unusual for him, because I think we were getting a little too close to the truth.